Hi everyone! Welcome to Monica's Singapore Kitchen. Today I'll be cooking a tangy and spicy Malaysian stew called Assam Pedas. Although Assam Pedas is generally associated with fish, meat Assam Pedas like chicken Assam Pedas is also a very popular alternative. So come along with me to see how chicken Assam Pedas is prepared. Here I have got a whole chicken that I have cut it up into 10 to 12 pieces. You can also buy all cut up already in the supermarket. So if you can get those, it's well and good. I'm happy for you. So the other ingredients are the supporting ingredients. Like for example, we need a very sweet piece of pineapple. This is laksa leaves or daun kesom or Vietnamese mint leaves. We also need torch ginger flower, okra and tomatoes. So we need to prepare the ingredients. So cut the head and the tails of this lady's fingers or okra. So also cut the tomatoes into wedges. If your tomatoes are big, you can just use 2 tomatoes, or medium size can also use 2. If they are very small, you can use 3. So this is the very sweet pineapple, so just cut them into bite sizes. This is the torch ginger flower. So they are pretty small, mine, so I use 3 of them. If yours are large, just use 2 will be enough. Cut it into half longitudinally. This is daun kesom or laksa leaves. Just separate the leaves from the stalk. You need about, I would say, 30 to 40 leaves depending on the size of the leaves. So just pluck them out. You don't want to put the stalk inside. They are very fibrous, they cannot be eaten. So here are the ingredients for our spice paste. We need to blend the ingredients, and I'll name each ingredient as I load each ingredient into the blender. Starting with our dried chilies, the soaked dried chilies, shallots. This is garlic, ginger, galangal, turmeric, candlenuts, 2 stalks of chopped lemongrass, shrimp paste, and a little bit water to help with the blending process. So the blended spice base should look something like this. It looks smooth, creamy and silky. Yep, this is the texture that we want. So let's cook our paste. So heat up 1 cup of oil. Then pour in our spice paste. So put in a little bit of water to rinse our blender and pour everything in. Then we need to stir fry it for a total of 15 minutes. So I've just dropped in the bashed lemongrass to stir fry together with the paste. So mix everything together, the oil completely mixed with the paste. And 15 minutes later, you can see that our spice base looks very, very ready. So add in the seasonings like the tamarind paste, the salt, and also the sugar. The next ingredient is kerisik or toasted coconut paste. This is not a traditional ingredient in the standard classic Assam Pedas paste. It can be added if you are thinking of cooking meat Assam Pedas. However, kerisik is not typically added to seafood Assam Pedas. So I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of it in my paste. So you just have to stir fry to mix everything nicely. Stir fry for about 2 minutes over medium-low heat. Now we need to add in the chicken. Arrange the chicken pieces in a single layer so that they fry and crisp evenly. So spread them out, do not clump them together, otherwise it'll be steaming and there will be uneven frying. So once all the pieces are arranged like so, you let it sit down there for about a minute so that we want it to be a little bit crusty and in contact with the spice paste. So after a minute, then you can just mix them up so that every piece of chicken is coated with the spice paste. We need this initial stir frying for about 5 minutes so that this initial sear locks in the juices. So just stir fry it for about 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes, it looks something like this, a little bit crusty. So it's time for us to add in the torched ginger flower and the laksa leaves. Also add in a cup of water. So we stir fry and also mix them together, scraping the bottom to prevent the gravy from burning. So then we cover and simmer for 25 minutes. Remember to stir it periodically. So 25 minutes later, our chicken Assam Pedas looks something like this. It is almost cooked already, so we are not looking for falling off the bones kind of thing. We just want the flesh to be still intact. So at this point, I think it's time for us to add in the seasonings. So adjust the salt level. You can also put in the sugar and the chicken powder. Yeah, remember we have added seasonings at the beginning when we made the sauce. So now you just have to adjust according to your taste. So mix everything together. Then add in half a cup or 1 cup of water depending on how much gravy you want. So if you want it to be a little bit more gravy, you add in more water. So I like it just like that. Yeah, that looks something like this. So then we'll add in our vegetables, the pineapple, the tomatoes, and the lady's fingers. So these 3 ingredients, they do not take long to cook. So all you need to do is to mix them up, and then we just need to cover it and stew it for about 3 minutes. So here we are, our chicken Assam Pedas is ready. So we can enjoy it now. Okay, you can see that the gravy is thick and intensely flavorful. Serve this dish with hot steamed rice to absorb the tangy, spicy gravy. Complement the dish with side dishes like salted eggs, crackers, and pickles like achar. So do give this vibrant Southeast Asian stew a try. Thanks for stopping by, and as always, happy cooking!